Okay, we're going to do a quick quad stretch, a post-holiday quad stretch, because you might have sat to dry, I mean, you might have sat in the chair to eat, and you also might have been doing those things the last 20, 30, 40, 50, or 60 years. So I'm going to do a stretch that everyone has probably done before, which is just this regular old quad stretch, right? Everyone's done it since elementary school. You grab your leg behind you to stretch your quad. Only you might not be aware of the few subtle things you do that help you bypass the actual quad tension. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off with your feet side by side and your knees side by side. And you're also going to keep your hip over your knee, over your ankle, and you're going to see if you can even reach your leg back here. Because most people don't have the quad yield, or the quadricep group yield to grab. So they end up either doing this, they end up arching their back because they don't have any hip extension or they don't really have any knee flexion. They'll arch their back and thrust their ribs. They'll bring their knee out to the side to grab their ankle, or, my favorite, they'll bring their knee out in front of them. They'll hip flex. So you might have a tight psoas, and this is easier for you to stretch your quads. You might have really tight quads. You might do this. So whatever you're doing, you're going to eliminate it by maintaining. First, you're going to see how long your quad actually is. So you're going to try to keep your knees side by side, and you're going to see if your hands get to your ankle. Try not to grab the top of your foot right now, but actually just the bottom of your shin. You want to notice if you had to deform your body, or let's say you didn't deform your body, but say you use speed for momentum, right? So you would have done one of these, 1, 2, 3, you know, where you fling it up real fast using your hamstring action. So we don't want to use any of those things. So try measuring the length of your quad, and if you can't get to it, that's fine. At least you have a better understanding of how long it is. Yes, you guys look cozy. And then you're going to bring it all the way up. And if you had to cheat a little bit to get there, that's fine after you've measured. But now you're going to hold your knees side by side. Your pelvis is still in neutral, meaning your pubic bone should not move back, where your ASI, so the front of the pelvis, are in front of your pubic bone. Because that means you're actually compressing your spine in order to stretch your quad, and you didn't actually stretch your quads at all. Another fun way to do this is on the floor. Come on down. You want to keep your pubic bone, so if you have a triangle between the front of your pelvis, your pubic bone is the bottom of the triangle. That needs to stay on the floor, and if you're dudes out there, you're going to have to take care of your junk and move it out of the way because it's not that comfortable if you don't. So you're going to go ahead and roll over, get your pubic bone on the floor, and you're going to be watching what the front of the pelvis, when we think of our hip bones, we're going to watch what those do. So when you grab your leg to stretch your quads, what most people do is arch their back again. The pubic bone comes away from the floor, front of the pelvis moves towards. So the time that you spend in this is less quad stretch and more hyperextension of the lumbar spine. So you can grab this back here, but you're going to push your pubic bone back down, and that's going to help apply a tensile or tension load to the front of the pelvis. And that's all I have for you today because I have to go back to managing chaos.